Rino Sashihara is an idol from Japan, and she was arguably the most popular member of arguably the most popular girl group in Japan, AKB48. And she did publicly make that statement. She said, "Idols do not need to learn how to sing and dance." So for us to understand just how badass this woman is, we need to understand exactly the system that she's operating in, so that we can appreciate just how much guts this woman has to be able to make that statement publicly. AKB48 has 48 members per unit. So AKB48 is actually kind of the main unit, and then they have different units that are sort of scattered in different parts of Japan. And some units are more popular than the others. Some units are considered to be the main units, and some are the minor ones, and whatever. Members of this group actually graduate. So when they reach a certain age, members leave, so they come and go, but the brand stays. Now, every year there is an election. Public is encouraged to participate in this election on who is the most popular member, and whoever ends up the most popular member will become the center of AKB48. So it's not a very healthy practice. The members would of course need to perform well, do something that would make them stand out in order to ensure that they will get some votes, even if they do not end up as winners, at least, be in the top 10 or something, because then at least they can get some exposure. The format of AKB48 has been well criticized, not just in Japan, but in other parts of Asia. But it thrives. It's still one of the most popular, if not the most popular girl group. There are a lot of other nuances in the group. One would be the dating ban. So they are not allowed to date while they are in AKB48. They are also expected to maintain a certain image. They have to be innocent and girly. And they actually have to make themselves available on a daily basis, because unlike other girl groups, AKB48 sort of markets themselves as the idols that you can be neighbors with. People can go to their theater. So each group would have their own theater. So they can go to the theater, and they can pay so that they can take pictures with the members. In other words, this is the group that fans are able to access. Now, Rino Sashihara fast became one of the most popular members of the group, but that popularity was threatened when a scandal broke out. Rino Sashihara's ex-boyfriend went to the media and actually told stories about their relationships and their sex life. And so this guy said some things that were very not innocent, sexually aggressive, and that she was the one who pursued him and stuff. Apparently, this relationship happened before she became a member of AKB48. So after the news broke out, she was thrown into this other group. She was taken out of AKB48 main, and she was thrown into this group, which is NHT48, I think. And this group is supposedly known as the least popular, like the ones that they don't really like, they put into this group. And everyone thought that that's the end of her career. But no. she ended up actually helping that unit to become the most popular unit among all AKB48 units. And not only that, she ended up winning the annual election, or the annual voting, for 2 consecutive years, or 3, I think, I'm not really sure. And then she would have won another one, but she decided to sit it out. But everyone was so convinced that she would still win if she did not decide to sit it out. And she actually confronted the controversy head-on. When people were coming at her, because you have to remember that majority of the fans of AKB48 is actually men, older men. They are very offended when one of the girls ended up dating, because they felt like, well, we're paying money and all we get is a photo and a signature and a handshake, and someone is getting more for free. So they don't like that. And you would think that Sashihara is going to shut up about it, but she didn't. She actually said that the more haters she gets, the more popular she becomes, the more money she earns. So she doesn't mind. Not only that, she also publicly criticized the management of AKB48 for the dating ban. Not only did she criticize, she actually made fun of the dating ban. And she said, and I quote, "I have no idea whether there is supposed to be some sort of a rule about not dating now. It's not like nobody has anybody. I've got friends." So what she's saying is that she doesn't believe that members of AKB48 actually aren't dating, and that she herself has people that she's seeing. And you would think that she'll get kicked out. No, you can't kick her out, essentially because she's just simply the most popular member. And she even fronted the most popular single of AKB48. She was the center when that single came out. She further solidified her IDGAF stance when she said that she actually doesn't need to be in AKB48 anymore. She said that she has enough money and that she was doing it simply because she loved doing it, not because she needed to do it. To top it off, Sashihara was a guest in one of this television series, and where they are supposed to train young students, like grade school students, to become an idol. And so Sashihara was given her own group. And she told her group that there are 3 rules that they need to remember. And the number 1 rule that they need to remember is that they do not actually need to learn how to sing and dance. because she said that majority of the fans are male, are men, older male. And this men actually felt happy whenever they see somebody who's not good at something, but they are still giving their best to do something. Okay. And get this, she also said that these men, they like it, they feel happy whenever they are face to face with an idol, a member of AKB48, and they can say, the men can tell the idols that, hey, you're no good at anything. So people were so shocked at what she said, and they felt like, well, there's probably some truth to what she said, but they feel like she shouldn't be saying it, primarily because, well, she's an idol and she's a member of the most popular girl group in Japan. Now, you would think that after all these controversial statements that she has made and things that she has done, that she would be kicked out of the group, but no, she stayed. They couldn't do anything, primarily because she's the most popular member, and up to the day that she graduates, she remains the most popular member. And everyone is just wondering what's going to happen. AKB48's popularity isn't as good as it used to be. Everyone feels like, well, she's probably one of the best, but there's going to be somebody else who's going to take the throne. And I believe that, there's so many of them. Just by statistics alone, somebody's going to pop out and actually carry the torch. But it is just very, very interesting how she took all the controversies head on. She stood by her actions, she stood by her beliefs, and she was never afraid to say what's on her mind. Of course, we don't know what's going on in the background. Maybe she's getting punished in some way, a way that we don't know, but we don't know that. As far as we know, she stayed on the group and she remains to be the most popular until the end of her era. I'm excited to see what's next for Rino Sashihara. And I do hope that everybody, I know that the system is not going to change just by one idol alone. No one person, I think, is strong enough or influential enough to beat the system. But I do think that if there are more people like Rino Sashihara, somebody who's not going to be afraid to speak their mind and to do things that they want, regardless of the criticisms, both of the management and the fans, I think there is hope. There is hope for some change, and it might come in slow, but it will happen as long as we can get more Rino Sashihara, more like her in the industry.